So we love Hilti tools. So I'm going to go ahead and say it. We use the crud out of Hilti tools. My main thing when let's see, when I was running an install truck was the Hilti battery powered hammer drill. And mind you, this was like 10 years ago,
Mhm,
was a beast. You
mhm.
could not exhaust the battery. At that time, some of the other tool makers, like DeWalt, for instance, their batteries were dying a lot. And then not just dying, but dying permanently,
Yeah.
whatever, however you call that.
Yeah, their new batteries seem to be a little bit better, but man, DeWalt batteries for a while, it would be like they're good for a little bit and then
So
they just crap out all the time.
side by side, and being able to, I mean, imagine you build a gate, set a gate. A lot of times we were installing stuff on concrete,
Mhm.
and then you're like, crap, I forgot the drop rod. Just jump out of the truck with the battery powered Hilti hammer drill. Done.
Yep.
It's amazing.
Yep.
So that was my first introduction where I really fell in love with Hilti
Mhm.
in that respect. But the tools are awesome. We recently bought some of the newer battery packs, man, and they are again smoking the other companies like battery
Miguel
life.
Miguel has a bandsaw.
Bandsaw, dude, I used it. It's like half the weight of the age old Milwaukee
And
corded.
Miguel, he told me the other day, he said, "Man, that battery on that thing," he said, "it lasts a week."
Right.
And he's like, "It takes
Same
a while to charge," but
same
he
same with
said,
the angle grinder.
"It lasts forever."
And
It's
it's
crazy.
beast, man.
So,
Beast. So we really dig them. They are expensive, but they are worth it in my opinion. The battery life, not to mention we've been able to trade in some of the broken tools
mhm,
and get some credit on the new tools. And they have a bunch of different options for purchasing and kind of
fleet.
fleet and all that stuff. Now they've got a lot of tools are doing this. Milwaukee now has this product too, where it's like a geolocation or whatever. You can track where your tool is.
Yeah.
You just have an app on your phone and
I think Hilti will let you, like, temporarily fleet some of the bigger tools, right?
yeah,
So if you needed, like, a 3 or $4,000 tool for a month, I think you could, like, rent it for a month from them.
right. That's right.
I don't
Which
we don't have any experience with that, but I think our sales rep was telling us about it.
that's right.
So,
So um that's been pretty good. It's been pretty cool to kind of initiate the relationship with the sales rep. I mean,
mhm,
for a while we've been just buying stuff from um
the website.
right.
Yeah.
And so to have him come talk to us about specialty bits and blades for a specific job we did recently.
Oh, yeah. The dreaded bridge.
But I mean, they were available.
Yep.
And then when we ran out of some anchors or needed some other anchors, it was cool to have a rep that was
Mhm.
knowledgeable of the product. And so if you hopefully you have a Hilti rep in your area.
Yep.
So
So I think that's kind of like what got me going on Hilti initially, because it was after I bought Memphis Fence somehow, like when we started buying the first Hilti tools. And I don't even remember like what we bought at first, but um I I can't, I wish I could remember the story a little better, but one thing I figured out early on was like we have a Hilti rep.
right.
And when you need something, you have a guy that you can pick up the phone, or a gal. I assume there are female Hilti reps too,
I
but
haven't
uh
seen one.
yeah. So we have a guy we can pick up the phone and call and be like, "Hey, can you help us with this?" And I mean, they'll like do work and help you figure out the tool or the bit or, whatever that you need to do it. That's really nice about Hilti. That's awesome. Their warranty is pretty good. Their batteries have always been good. I know I think the first time we ever turned in a battery to see if it was under warranty, it was 7 years old. So obviously it wasn't under warranty, but just to kind of like say the battery lasted 7 years
Right.
before we turned it in. We've ran over tools that have been replaced under warranty. That really
Yep.
was surprising to me. I think that's happened twice. We've
Two
had a
different
truck
times. Yeah.
run over a tool and they warranted it.
Yeah. An impact. Somebody set it on the fender and then ran over it. And then
Yeah.
they warranted it out.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So we have some Milwaukee tools. I think Milwaukee is pretty solid too. Of the like brands you can go to a store and buy something, I think Milwaukee would be the one I would buy.
Part of that comes from us doing work for them, and they
Yep.
require us to use Milwaukee in the Milwaukee
Yeah.
warehouse.
Yeah. So we showed up with like some DeWalt or Hilti or whatever to do a job at Milwaukee, and they're like, no, you can't do that here.
So,
So
I mean, I think that's cool.
yeah. So we had to buy like a whole set of Milwaukee tools just to go work in their place. And so we've got a little bit of experience using them. I personally have a couple of Milwaukee tools. They've got some stuff like in the automotive kind of world that Hilti and DeWalt and other people don't make.
Right.
So you see a lot of it there, but yeah, I've got a couple of them. They seem to be okay.
Yeah, for a corded angle grinder, my favorite is the DeWalt 11 amp.
Yep.
Paddle switch.
Yep.
It's fantastic. I mean, we have some here that I think have been here since I started, 9-10 years ago.
Since I was born, maybe. Yeah.
So, and some of them, I mean, we've replaced the brushes, but I did have to discontinue, say goodbye to a couple recently, but they last forever.
Yeah.
So for a corded option for angle grinders, the DeWalt is money. Comfortable to hold. As far as the safety switch is easy to actuate. There's some where you have to like hold the grinder with one hand, push the safety switch with another hand, then start the tool to operate, then grab the handle. It seems
and the
cumbersome and unsafe. So
the ones that have that toggle switch where it's just on or off, those are the worst.
right. I have one of those. That's what I have in my house.
Yeah.
And Makita just like thumb switch, and it's like it's not even in a convenient place where you could turn it off if you were in danger.
Right. You have to like relocate your hand somewhere to flip the switch. Nah,
Right.
those
So
things are the worst.
safety wise and longevity, that DeWalt 11 amp paddle switch is the jam, man.
Yeah.
It's my favorite.
We have some DeWalt power tools around too. Like
we do
battery powered stuff. We don't like to have 3 different brands on one truck. Like, I think that's the biggest thing of it, right? Is to me, it's really annoying when I have to have multiple different types of batteries and chargers and all that kind of stuff. So I definitely want something that I can have one brand and be able to, just charge with one charger and use the same batteries on everything. That's a big deal, in my opinion. So, any more to add about the tools?
Not really.
I think we pretty much touched on most of the like power tool stuff that we use. We have some Hilti like electric breakers. Those things are phenomenal. Core drill machines, they're great.
Yep.
We used to run Bosch electric breakers, and we might still have 1 or 2 of those things around. But I remember when we first got our first electric breaker from Hilti, it was like it competed with the pneumatic ones that you have to like drag the trailer air compressor and all. So all that stuff is pretty good. But the Bosch ones that we have are probably 20 years old. So it's not a fair comparison like that.